Okay, continue. Um, Actually, Indian would like to be rich. The group of elder from three tribes came to Pennsylvania governor at that time, asking about the opportunity to have the business together. Normally, it would be absurd to the King of England and the King of France during 1600 years Christian time. But it is not really very royal to the groups of the Pennsylvania governor, because at that time Pennsylvania governor is belong to France but had to negotiate with the England also, including Spanish. From the point of view of the king of Spain, they said that he said that they said, I mean, the words I told you, they said, I mean, two or three kings say something frankly. We want get that land from England because of most of people in Indian territory know that British already people of England already approach do the approach did the approach to the elder in the tribe, and the elder in the tribe prefer to stay with one race or one nation rather than talking to the Spaniard. Instead of the Spaniard, for the fine, they don't do too much, so that's why they got punished later time. People in France starting doing everything by their own, but the group of the monarch in yes modern monarch in France did not do well enough in most of the time, because of the if they do well enough they will get politic problem with both soul, which is push and pressure by two god. Actually, one god is blue sky, and another person is the second man himself. The second man prefer to stay with England, but the first man would like to stay with Germany and hope that Mr. Muhammad will come back. Okay, during the time that Spaniard would like to get in, they will keep be pushed out by elder. because of the God send message to them that don't give to the Spaniard. Why? The people who, the man currently is a really powerful woman in Europe. She fight very hard to get the land from everyone, but every time it is too hard for her to get land by like easily or something. So there are a lot of arguing and emotion including in the war. So the everybody start hate her rather than give her fair enough fight or something. Is occur by the sin that she made before, and it affect have some effect. It affect to the situation in North America as well. Why the Indian need to talk to why no why sorry why is specifically is a fun territory at that time, why they say about no record at all, almost no record at all. Actually there is some record, but most of the record is burned during the French Revolution. The record is will show to the public that the monarch is doing the job quite well to negotiate with British. That's why all of the revolutionists destroy the evidence. It's occurred the same things, the same pattern as the current revolution that is sometimes occur in some country or some of the war that occur. There are people who rush to do things, and people who does do things may fall yes fall claim about for accusation. Any of the evidence or any of the situation that can destroy the opponent. That is really normal at that time. They say this is the politics way. Normally, it's not the politic way. It's just the way that the sinner keep fighting each other. This is a ridiculous activity, or it's just things that we did all the time before 1900 year history time. See. The route from France to Pennsylvania, they have the French have a constant patrolling of the Royal Navy. And British also have the constant patrolling for protecting the spy coming from the Mediterranean. But British, but people of England don't care very much about the new land. Why? Some people who control the British Island, England, fear that if they expand to the new territory, one day France, Germany, and Spain join the army and the navy together, invade England, and so they have to flee to the North America. If they expand it, and these three countries know. That's why French have controlled the route from Europe to North America, but a lot of merchant prefer to go to England first and move to England first and sell the ship to North America instead of go to France and go to North America along with the Navy or following the route, patrolling route of French Navy. This is not because of it's happened that French people, you may think that French doesn't care much about the North America. No, they care. But if they do too much, England will keep sending ship to do the fighting with the French Navy. So why that even though the North America have the city that Pennsylvania belong to the French, but belong to France. But people of but people in England, if the merchant from Tunisia, for example, would like to go to America to sell spice or to sell some clothes, sell jewel, sell jewel also because of Indian buy some of the pendants, some of the necklace. Indian rich enough to buy because they have gold. So that they need to go to England to buy ticket, sailing the ship, also get ticket from a ship that is registered with the tax taxer of the King of England. If they buy a ticket, for example, if I have the ticket, even though I have my ship, I have to buy that ticket. When I sail to the middle of sea, French Navy will announce to hold yeah, to stall the ship and boarding. After checking, you have to pay for crossing the Atlantics, and that ticket will be used during the talking and do some business with Indian. That I bought an England ship instead of my own ship. During 1006, and that the ticket can be used during the walking around the city of Pennsylvania, because of the taxer will ask that in the name of the King of England, I in the name of the King of England, I have to check you that how you come. If you are French nationality, that's fine. If you are not French nationality, if they say you cannot speak French or you cannot tell the history of French, you cannot sing some song, not anthem. Yeah, sing some song. You will be categorized as a people who may come to North America in some way. If you have that ticket, like people are merchant from Tunisia, oh, that's fine. That means you pay for the England side already. And the tax. So the tax between two sides, like one side is you need to pay for the family. Also, if you reside in Pennsylvania, you need to pay for rent, not England. But you need that ticket to for walking around the Pennsylvania and talking to the why don't French go and talk to each other? That is because the secret deal between the French monarchs and monarchs and England monarch. They split the income, and if because of basically France can control, but they have to win over England only to control the load. Otherwise, they will get irritating ship destroy sometime. And frankly speaking, and real history, the French ship is always better than England ship. Why? They come to talk to things right now. Because many of the French are one of the groups that currently living right now as this guy and this man. They have a lot of intelligence inside of their soul and inside of their mind. Anyway, if you bought the ship from England, like going alone, you can go to Pennsylvania only because England prefer to collect the tax at Pennsylvania until the second city is Washington D.C. The previous name is the as in the history. The second city is the second city to be collecting tax, just only 50 years after Pennsylvania is established. And New York is established the third as the fourth city. The third is Massachusetts. The land is sold by Indian only. And if the land is sold by Indian, they will protect the land for you also if you pay for $10 per year. Sometimes for right now is maybe just only 5,000 baht, something like that. 5,000 baht, not 5,000 baht. $200. The cost is up and down. The value of the money is up and down. I'm not saying this because of I hear the voice. I'm saying this because I heard they told me, and I can interact with a group of them, and that group have some knowledge. Will not to tell me at that time, but tell me that this the real fact that we heard and we believe it is true. It might not be correct according to the historic. But this will be the hearing, it will be the story that you hear it first. From me. I need to continue to say many things, but today I think that will be enough for the first day. For some time that people in New York start knowing that they are start from groups of farmers, which is brought from the first family who say to the Pennsylvania governor that they will go with those Indians. He came from London. He lived outside of the London, or actually he lived in the east side. The east side always like this. They are not very rich, but they see the opportunity from the death of their mother. That family is have only 6 people: father, mother, and 2 sons, and 1 daughter. And another one of them is aunt who is single, a man, but he is not in well shape in any way because of when we talk to them, they always say about our aunt is not capable to do anything at all, something like that. Why they choose to leave London to France, and they bought the ship